What up, guys? We are back at it again with another video. And before we continue, man, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Hit that notification bell so that you can get notified every time I drop this uncut raw videos, guys. And like I always said, any activity that is taking place in this channel is for educational purpose only. So whatever that you do on your side, you are just taking the advantage of the educational phrase only, right? So without wasting time, man, like I always say, this is how I personally look at chats, and I'm already on the GBP USD sales because I'm looking for a retracement, right? I'm looking for a retracement. The retracement is still premature right now. It's currently premature, but let's quickly go to GBP USD because I have current trades running there, right? I have current trades. We started selling yesterday. But they gave us a retracement. But you can see, man, we are back in profits. Because they tried to raid my SL. But before we continue, let me remove everything so that I can show you how I managed to come up with this beautiful setup here. It's not yet on the higher probability levels, right? What's wrong with this time frames? So like I was saying, man, normally when I analyze, I like to start weekly. I can even go as deeply as monthly. Now when you look at the monthly, these guys, they gave us a deep pullback because you can see they tapped a major extreme supply here. And this major extreme supply here is our selling zone. It's our selling zone, right? So we are looking for sales, which will be the retracement for this internal structure, because we have a series of higher highs and higher lows. Higher high, higher low. Is this a higher high? We are not sure yet. Why? Because we don't have that shift on lower time frames. But when you go deeply on lower time frames, we already have that shift. Now when you go to the now structure, like I was saying, you can put it on the body, or you can just put it here. So this is the now external structure, right? This is the now external structure. So I can see that the GBP USD is still on a bullish run, right? So they readed that swing liquidity that is sitting around there. And now since these guys are bullish, by the time now they manipulate this range, whereby we get a candlestick closing below this, that means price has changed character now. Change character there. So now when you look here on the structure here, I can even take this one here, put it here, right? Then I can even take this one, put it here, because these are my major current legs. Right? So when I go daily now, like I was saying, I'm already on sales, because those sales, I want to see them shifting this leg, even if they don't shift, which means even if they don't break and close below, it's still okay. Even if they don't break and close below, it's still okay, because from there to that internal change of character there, that's a good move, right? This here, that's that one at the top there, it's a very good move there. So I can even take this one, because I can see that here we have internal break of structure there. So internally and externally we are bullish, and ever since we changed character, because you can see we were bearish from here down to here, then from there, ever since we changed the character here, price never came back. It kept on giving us a series of higher highs and higher lows, which means they were bullish. So if you look at price right now, if you look at price, you can see that this change of character, which is the break and close of a candlestick here, is the same information that we got yesterday around this one here. Because once you have a break and close below, that means automatically on lower time frames of fractality, it will depend on which time frame you'll be using that time. But since I'm looking at 4 hours, that means 3, 2, 1, and even 30 minutes, they have started a bearish movement, right? So when they have started a bearish movement, that means that the time they take out the current high that was responsible to change character there internally, it means they did what? They induced. Because you can see that from here they shifted, then this retracement didn't take out this leg, gave us sort of like a double bottom there. So normally they can even come, change character, retrace around here or anywhere. But like I was saying, I'm looking for them to push to this one, shift with an impulsive movement. We have this point of interest here. Now, why this point of interest? This point of interest can give us deep retracement on lower time frames, because when I pull my Fibonacci from here to here, these guys, they can come and retest 61.8. They can come and retest 61.8. And this one here can give us a deep pullback, something like this. They can either push to this one, which is a breaker block, or even come collect this internal inducement, maybe around there, before they continue, right? It will depend. So they can even come manipulate this one with a body, then maybe come and retrace around that breaker block, then continue dropping. But we are interested on that change of character and this 61.8 retracement. Now when you look around 50%, we also have an imbalance. So price need to come and rebalance that imbalance there. And below that imbalance, like I was saying, we have this internal demand inside 61.8, and it's a refined demand candlestick, right? So when I go 2 hours now, like I was saying, now we are looking forward for refinements. So when you look at the structure right now, you can see that these guys, they went up, they closed below this candlestick. That's why they closed below, then they retraced, they didn't close above. From there, they closed below the last buying range. They are closing below it, right? So, and this is 2 hours, right? So when I go 1 hour, that means that this buyers now, you can see prices from this low, we had this high, higher low, higher high, then we change the character, right? So after we change the character, now I know that, okay, from lower time frames, now I'm looking for this leg there and this one here. But the confirmation that I need is at least 50% after the close above the last selling candlestick is at least it's at least 50% and 61.8. Yes, from here it's on the tip to this tip. So when you look at 50% and 61.8, what do you have? Between 50% and 61.8, you have this breaker block there. You can use this breaker block, or you can use the imbalance inside it. But this is your selling zone here. You can use the balance, or you can use the breaker. But anyway, you are looking for a retracement to those levels there, right? So 45. Now 45, can we refine? Yes, you can refine to this 30 minutes. 30 minutes, you can see so here and here. Then after you can even place a buy a sell limit. Then when you go to 1 hour, even where price it is, if you don't mind the retracement, you can even enter where price it is if you don't mind. But target is this one. Yesterday what I used this when they closed below. What I waited for was them to give me a retracement back there. Once they gave me that retracement, that's when I started entering those cells there. My stop loss was around here, but right now it's no longer there. It won't break even because it's around here, right? So this here I'm looking for this. Then during the New York session, we can even get that pump in, right? We can even get that pumping of sellers, of course. All right, so sorry, let me do this. So mostly we are approaching, you can see after London we are approaching the New York, right? So we are waiting for that New York opening, and once they tap, we can even sell before the New York opening, because I mean, man, look at this, right? You're just looking for a retracement inside there, then we can sell, right? We're just looking for them, then we can sell from there. again, those who are not in, right, they can sell there. When you get that candlestick closing below with the body there, we can hold from here. But once we get this close below here, this one, what they will use it for, they will use it as an inducement here, because around here there are some early buyers who went in. You can see here after this range, there are some buyers who went in around there, and you can see down below here we have like a couple of reasons for price to come down, right? We also have this liquidity. We just have to wait, look at price, what price will, you know. So now Euro USD, I'm already on sales also. I explained it yesterday during yesterday's session, and we were already there. And like I said, wait for them to collect the inducement, come back there. If they penetrate, wait for those rejection candlestick, which was this one. But like I was saying, they didn't came there. Why? Because the change of character was already impulsive. But like I said, if it's impulsive like this, what matters is you entered before this range here, because like I was saying, you can see here we had a move, then they ranged, manipulated. That's when we entered those cells, then they distributed. Yesterday they were just retracing, and right now they are pushing back there. Now when you look at the 3 and 4 hour structure, today I just want to see this guys closing below here before I can jump into another cell, right? Before I can jump into another cell, because both of these trades are retracements until they change character. So USDJPY, let's look at USDJPY, because I'm looking for buys on USDJPY. Let's remove everything, because these are the signals I like to share mostly on free signals group. So when you look at, we can even start on weekly, still okay. When you look at the USDJPY movement, these guys are overall bullish. You can see here we have a major external break of structure, and yeah, I'm expecting to even for them to even push until this one here. So if the USDJPY is strong, that means that the dollar is strong also, or is about to gain that strength, right? When you look externally at the now structure, then the current external structure, you can see we had this leg that was holding sales, major sellers were there, but price came and took them out, which means that we had that external change of character. So you can see that internally and externally, major externally and major internally, I still can see that these guys, they still have potential to come even take out that current one there. The reason being is because these guys, they've been moving in a bullish scenario, right? So since I have this 1 and 2, I can even pull my Fibonacci from this one to this one, which is the major external structure, right? So the major external structure, on the major external structure, I can see that price is on 38.20, and 38.20, because it's on the external major external structure, I can still use it as a buy range, right? I can still use it as a buy range there. And you can see that I can even look this side here for better refinement. We had as a breaker block there, because price was in a bearish trend. They gave us the supply, price came, went down, came near this for more sellers, came in again. So instead of this supply to hold price, it failed, pushed up. Now price came to it. Look at this weekly candlestick here, right? Because time frames do matter. When I go daily now, because daily you are now looking for proper better refinements. You can see this here was our breaker block, right? Now price came, tap into our breaker block. According to daily, we are not yet bullish until we shift this candlestick here, because once we shift this candlestick, that means internally we have changed character. So before they can shift this internal change of character, they need to shift the lower time frame first. And according to 4 hours, they already shifted here. We were supposed to enter here on or when they came back here, but it's okay, we were not there. But here that means they gave us our 4 points pointing the same direction, right? We changed character and also broke structure. So after that, so from here, after this 4 points pointing the same direction, I want to see them closing above. I can even put it here, closing above here, because now according to 4 hours, that means that we already have a leg there now, right? We already have a leg that has been printed. I can even go 2 hours. So change character, break of structure. We broke structure impulsively. If I take my Fibonacci from here to here, these guys came to 50% and 61.8 level. 50%, if you look inside 61.8, this candlestick was our buy range, and I will show you why. The reason being is because this candlestick was responsible to manipulate above this range, and once we manipulate above this range, that means that fractality, we have shifted structure, we have changed character. That's why I was saying that time when they came back to this, we were supposed to be in, but it's not a problem, because even here you could have marked this body again, or you could have marked this week or the body here. You can see they came back to that candlestick. This could be our now and last trade, that time when they came back here. So which means it's still okay. It's still okay, because now we need to see how they shift here, because how they shift here will determine if we're gonna push there or continuing down. Yes, because down they can, if they fail to close with a body here, they can even come and test or retest on the body of this one here. If they fail to close above there, they can even come to tap on this right? But according to structure, these guys are moving impulsively. You can see this was the last candlestick that we were supposed to enter from. When they break here, come and retest, we were supposed to be in, but it's okay, because right now we have this one here, right? We have this one here, and this one can be the one that push to the London session. It can be that one that push to the New York session. New York session, because New York session is coming. So you can see right now the reason why they are giving you that retracement is because we broke above this one here. So now if I go 45 minutes, so the London is bullish, right? The London, because we are still in the London session, and you can see the London started around here. Because remember, you start analyzing from half 30, I mean 7:30, which is 30 minutes after 7. This was the London entry here, because that time you are dealing with 5 minutes, like I always say. You are dealing with 5 minutes for those entries, because now when you are coming from the Tokyo session, mostly Tokyo session, they are more likely to be a range, especially on the pair that is not mostly active around Tokyo. Someone might say Tokyo, Frankfurt, still one and the same, but we take it as a consideration or a range, because you can see here we had this range, and this was just a liquidity build up. But you can see that as they were building this liquidity, they were taking most of the liquidities that were down below there, which means these buyers were taken out. These buyers got taken out up until here. Here they started to give you, you can see here, I don't know if this was news or what, but you can see from here they pushed out, but they didn't close above any of these lower highs, because price has been in a bearish trend. High, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. They shifted. So after this candlestick, you still relax, because this is an indication that buyers wants to come in, but they are not strong. Price went down. When price went down, the second signal was this movement that failed. This second movement failed to take out this leg. So around here, that means around here now, you have that support that was created after the Frankfurt session, but you still, or the Tokyo session, but you still don't have a break and close above. But you can see that from 10 minutes past 7, they pushed, and when we look at the charts, around 7:30. Where 7:30 is here, right? Now when you look around above around 7:30, around 7:30, I can see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4 points pointing in the same direction, right? So which means that the Tokyo session has been violated, right? The Tokyo session has been violated. Let me quickly fix something here. Where's that book? Sorry, yes, I need my book here. Right? So then after I look at this information, what I do is I look at the early buyers, because after this, when price went up, these guys, they bought here, and once they bought here, I know that when price come and take them out, This will be an internal inducement, because there are some sellers who will be coming in after that, but I'm not interested on that. What I'm interested on is the inducement and the support there. But after they tap into my support, like I always say, if you are trading at $10 or whatever, don't buy around here. Rather, wait for them to close above this candlestick, then you can start buying. But when you have a $10, wait for them to break and close. Wait for them, let them go above then, whatever. But what you need now, you need to wait for them to come back to the right now. Once they come back to the London opening, that means that these guys gave you a push, then a correction. When they correct back to this one, you are in with your stop loss 2-3 pips below your support. Below your support, that means you give them a room to breathe, so that even if they come and test this one, you are still safe, right? Then from there, where is your target? Your target is to look for them to clean and clear out the liquidity that is above the Tokyo and the previous London sessions. But what I need you to look at is the Tokyo, because the Tokyo is the range that we don't trade from. We only trade after it ends. So from here, what do? You target this one as your first TP, and you can see the first indication that, okay, this is going to be a retracement, is because now we took out the Tokyo leg. And where is the Tokyo leg? The Tokyo leg is here. We took it out with an impulsive movement, right? So after we took it out with an impulsive movement, that means these guys from here to here, they don't need 78.6 to retrace. They only need 50% and 61.8. And around 50% and 61.8, what do you see? We see this breaker block here, because this candlestick was supposed to hold this sellers here, but it failed. Then it became our what? Our breaker block. So now these guys, once they come into our breaker block, because now I'm already on 5 minutes, what I need 1 minute now, or I can even go to 2 minutes, but mostly 3 minutes, sorry, even 2 minutes, man, because these are the okay. So even 3 minutes, still one and the same, right? But now what you need is to look at, because like I always say, time frames, they don't matter. What matters is how much are you willing to risk and reward yourself. If you look here, I know that this buyers, for them to be strong, they have to take out this liquidity, which is the internal inducement. So when they take out that inducement, that means I'm in with my stop loss 2-3 pips below this block, and normally I risk 0.50. You can see it makes sense with this one. Now where is my target? My target is my London rally, which is this rally up there. This is my London take profit. Right now we are waiting for what? For the New York to open. So when the New York opens, it can even push to this one, just to manipulate this buyers here, because there are some buyers right now. These buyers, they can push price fail to break and close, then come take them out. This is where we will be buying, right? Unless they do what, like I was saying, unless they break above with the body there. So here we'll be waiting for, so the New York, when the New York opens, it can even give us this push to this one here, because right now I can see that they have fractally shifted into a bearish structure. So they can maintain this fractal bearish structure like this, then shift from here to there. They can, yeah, can maintain this structure like this up until they reach that zone, so 0.50 after the shift, of course. So during the London, during the New York session, you can see that they still have liquidity, and during the New York session, they can even push to these levels, like I was saying. So right now we just need to look at the behavior of price, how price is behaving right now. We look at that, then we are good. So this is how I personally trade. Even right now, for me to buy USD JPY, I would rather buy when they are here, right, when they are down below there. Or I will personally wait again, see if they can shift. If they shift with the body, then I can wait for a retracement around there, then I can buy a price up. So here they can maintain this bearish trend, like I was saying. They can maintain here. When they shift, can look for those push up, right, unless they decide to go to extreme points of interest there, because you can see that the London wasn't that impulsive, right? The London wasn't that impulsive, right? So, and I don't want this video to be long. Now let's go to Nasdaq, because now Nasdaq, Standard and Poor, US30, they'll be affected because the New York is about to be to open, right? So they are going to, we can even start with the standard. Sorry guys. Right, so we got Standard and Poor. Let's go monthly, then I can retest. Sorry, this is not a good broker, guys. Sorry guys. Let's check let's go on and check FXCM. FXCM is a good broker. I trust them. So if you look at the now structure, remember now when I look at the Standard and Poor, before I can go to the Standard and Poor, I need to look at the DXY. But according to let me take a different one. But according to USD JPY, I can already see that the dollar index is building momentum up, because USD JPY is buying, right? If USD JPY is buying, that means these guys are buying too. And I can see externally, or major externally, I can see we had should I say a change of character? Yes, a change of character. Why an external change of character instead of a break of structure? Is because price was in a bearish trend, major low, major lower low, major lower high, major equal low, then they changed character there. So here they maintain this internal bearish structure. So from here where they are, I'm even expecting a shift around here, right? I'm even expecting a shift around that leg there. So this is a major one, right? So when you look at my current structure, which is my now structure, we have a 99 point, we have 99.546, right? 99.546. From here, sorry, from there to here, you can see that price has retraced more than 50% and 61.8. Why? Because when you look around those levels, 50% and 61.8, most liquidities were located there. But look at 78.6. This is an extreme retracement, right? You can see this candlestick was responsible to engulf every range that was around there, and this became our major demand, right? So we are from our major demand right now, or we are sitting from our major demand. So I'm interested on my major demand and 99.546. So when I look at price, you can see price going to close below, below 96.276, right? Will price break and close below? I'm not looking for price to break and close below 96.276. Why? Because I want to see a retracement, right? And if they close above 99.546, that means they'll be continuing with the main trend. Because now internally, when you look internally, but we are still bearish, because when you look there, we have this internal break of structure, and here we have an internal change of character. So even if this guys doesn't give us the full overall push up, still okay, because when I look at price, weighs 50% and 61.8 is around here, and 50% and 61.8 is this candlestick here, which is this monthly candlestick here. This candlestick here, it's our sell range, right? Because when price is inside it, it will be selling. When you look below that supply, major supply, we have what we call external inducement, right? But that external inducement, when you go weekly, it will be a change of character when they take it out. Like I was saying, going to lower time frames, that means more price action. So from this one here, we can refine our supply, because like I always say, we cannot use that supply as big as it is, like that, as big as it was before, right? Now when you look under that supply, we have this one. Now this one is what our tip, so our inducement, and of course it's also my TP. So I already have major swings, 3 take profits, which is this one, and the supply there. But before they can, before I can say there is a possibility for them to come there, is when I have this closure above here, because we don't have it yet. Don't be confused by this one here already, right? Monthly we don't have it. You see, monthly is only a candlestick closing above, right? So let's check daily. So when we go daily, you can see that we had an inducement, or should I say, I can even put it as liquidity, because we have equal lows here, and equal lows, they represent nothing but liquidity. Then these guys, they tapped into our point of interest. Let's look here. Now when you look at the structure, you can see that this here, this range candlesticks was our demand zone, and you can see that you could have refined it to this red line, because that's where our last selling candlestick was around, right? So now these guys, they tapped into this major demand, and from that major demand, they shifted. Yesterday I was looking at the ghost gap there, but that's how I came up with the sales on the GBP USD and Euro USD, because yesterday what I was looking at was this ghost gap. Like these guys, they went down, then they went up eventually, leaving this ghost gap here. So I became interested on this ghost here. Why? Because that means if there's a ghost here, these guys, they are more likely to come down than push at least 50% of that current move, right, from here. At least 50% and 61.8 of that move from here to here. And when you look inside, around 50% and 61.8, there was an inducement, but between 50% and 61.8, so between 78.6 and 61.8, we had this imbalance. And remember, those who were live with me yesterday, this was the imbalance that I mentioned that can give us a deep pullback, but that pullback is needed. It doesn't mean what we did yesterday is we were wrong, whatever. So then every after I push, there has to be a pullback. Every after I push, there has to be a pullback. So that time when they came back to this ghost gap, I was looking for the dollar index to push from here to 61.8 there before the actual push, right? So my stop loss is 0.50. I'm looking for price to not close below there, because if it does, that means we are in a shitty zone. So 161.8 is around there and it's our target. So if I look at this structure, the now structure, I can see that we are not changing on yesterday's scenario. It's just that when I go 4 hours and 3 hours, we are still inside this candlestick here. But when I look at the body, they have already closed above the body. But because we are not yet on the New York opening, I will sit tight, because if you check time, let me check time on my tab. It's 16 minutes past 2, right? So we still have time before the New York open. And yeah, man, unless they break and close above there, I'm looking for them to come down below here before they push. So even this one, we will push it around here. So Standard and Poor, they are about to drop. Standard and Poor, they are about to drop. So from here, this is our next level. We're going to pay close attention to that level and this one here. But I won't target this one, because my 161.8 is around there. Unless I can target that one at the top there, unless they decide to take out this one here impulsively. That's when I can target 98.474. So Standard and Poor, I'm looking for a drop. There has to either they are giving me a drop or about to give me they are about to give me a drop. Or Standard and Poor. I want it on a different program. Don't they have it on Owanda? I'm just doing this for the ones that they trade Standard and Poor, guys. Mine I just trade USDT and Nasdaq. Yes, Standard and Poor somewhere. So I just trade it there and there, right? Only when I have A setups. Only when I have A setups, guys. Let me use this one here. Is this no? This let me use this. Not the VIX. Yes. I want you like this, baby. I want you like this, baby. Don't worry about this choppy man and stuff. Don't worry about this. I can see here we are bullish, right? Overall bullish. But like I was saying, because the dollar is about to push up, or I'm looking for a push up on the dollar, then these guys, they need to drop. And the first signal is this one. They are failing to close above here, but we have 1 day, 9 hours before they decide if they are going to close above or inside. But when they close inside, that means the range that was responsible to give me the shift, I'll be targeting it for my weekly major take profit. So you can see that these guys are still in a bullish run, like I was saying. So which means that the sellers that will be coming in to close below here, there will be a retracement, and the retracement has started, because when you look here, we have a push that broke both external structure and internal structure. 3 hours, that means that okay, from there now the leg that was responsible for there on 4 hours is this one, but 1 hour it was this one here, and that means that we changed the sub-internal change of character. So from the sub-internal change of character, for them to break and close there, that means that for them to break and close the 4 hour leg, that means they have closed below, I mean they have shifted the sub-internal break of structure. So 2 hours, I can see that already this bearish movement has started. If you look at my last setting, this was my last buying candlestick. Even though it's black, this was the last buying candlestick because it's the one that is responsible to break structure there. So once, I mean, let me mark it, this candlestick, this one. So once they break and close below it, that means this here is now my sell range. So inside my sell range, you can see that okay, I'm looking for these guys to close below, and we're approaching the New York session, right? So I can pull in my indicator, which is the session by Lux Algo. You can use it if you want to use it, guys. So let me go to my settings there. Normally I don't use them, I just show you that you can use them as your on your advantage. I can even change it to like +2 there. to your time zone. New York, okay. So looking at the structure, you can see, yeah, London managed to give us a bearish trend, right? Let's go 15 minutes. London managed to give us a 15 minutes retracement. So I don't know what's wrong with this one. Let me. Yeah, right. So this is 15 minutes and there's nothing for them to come there. So even here, I can enter where they are right now. They are here. I can enter, then go to 2 hours or 1 hour. Why is it? Why is it like this, guys? We'll check the settings and stuff. Maybe it's because how choppy it is right now. But 0.50, 0.50. I can even put it 2-3 pips above here. Yeah, then I'm looking for, because now this guy is here. Since they swept that liquidity, I'll be expecting at least a push to this one before the break and close below it. If they break and close below it, then we will target the whole thing. This is just to give it a room to breathe, right? So let's just give it time, because the DXY, like I was saying, we want to see the DXY giving us those push. So after those engulf here, we can expect maybe even a push to this supply, and then from there they can even retrace maybe to this, push to this, maybe imbalance there, push maybe 50% or 61.8 before the actual push out there. USDT, we are already on sales, and look at this, man. This is a beautiful thing. Go and check on my free signal group on my WhatsApp channel there. You will see this was indicated yesterday. Like I said, wait for them to accumulate this liquidity, wait for them to manipulate that liquidity, and once they manipulate that liquidity, you on the other side, you are supposed you should jump in. And when you jump in, like I was saying, where is our whole overall trade going at? Is this one here, right? Is this one here. So like I was saying, you don't need sessions to enter, but you only need sessions for momentum. Same goes to news, man. Same goes to like news. Same goes to news events. They don't change the market structure. They just add volatility. We've been trading, and these signals have been given, man. Go and check the setups on our previous check our previous setups there. You see, man. Nasdaq, we are already in. Gold, and right now we have like too many setups, right? So, and gold is not giving me the closure below because they were supposed to give me a closure below.